Welcome to the Steve Show. Today I want to talk about how can we make money? How can you actually make sales, or if you're making sales phone calls and not feel slimy or sleazy about yourself or you're taking from someone else? Let's talk about that today. So I find so often, small business owners, even when you get into enterprise level, when you have your salesperson going out there, so whether you're a small business or a large business, inside the mindset of whoever's making that sale. So with small business, a lot of times the owner is going to be making sales, or maybe a partner is going to be out there making sales. When you get to the larger companies, you have your sales force, and they're also, if this is you, whether you're a salesperson or if you're in your own business making sales, and you have that thing like, I have to get up and I have to go make money, right? I have to go make money. I have to get on the phone to close deals and make money, bring business into the business in for revenue. This now starts to shape the way we feel. And this is where a lot of times people get caught up in this and they start feeling like, oh, sales is slimy, sleazy, we're taking advantage of people. And it all comes back to mindset. And here's how, because ultimately, when we go into business, I hope this is for you, whatever size business, you're there to make a difference in someone's life. Whatever you're doing, whether you're a service provider, you're providing a service to make a difference in someone's life, to make their life easier, to do something for them so they don't have to do it. Or if you have a product that's going to make things easier, or maybe it's even entertainment to make people happy, to make them laugh. Whatever it is, we're doing something to make a difference in someone's life. So when you actually are thinking about what you want to do for making a sale, like the business, we have to make money so that we can actually stay in business, right? So that we can sustain something. And in order to do that, how do we feel good about it? Well, for me, it comes back to the core of the business. If the business itself doesn't have a core purpose that's making a difference in other people's lives, then there lies the problem. But for most of us, most businesses I meet, they go into business to make a difference for someone or something. And that has to be your intention. That has to be the forefront of things. So every day, whenever I'm thinking about making an offer or asking people if I can help them and selling a service or selling consulting or selling one of my courses, the number one thing I have is my intention. What is my intention? My intention is to help that other person, to make a difference in their life. And with that, then I think of the gifts. So when I go to pick up the phone, I know I'm going to be giving a gift for the person that needs it. Not everyone needs the gift that we're offering, but we have to discover if it's a match. If I find someone and I can help them with what I have, then I'm surely going to make the offer. And not from a sleazy place, not from like, can I take something from you? It's like, I have this thing that can make a huge difference in your life. And yes, it costs money, but here's why it's going to make a difference. And if they're not willing to pay, then they probably don't want it. If they really need something or they really want something, then what amount of money would you pay? Like, think of it in your own life. I can think in my life, when I really needed something, I was willing to pay almost anything if it was that important to me. And that's the difference we're making. Where it becomes sleazy is when you're trying to sell something to someone that they don't need, or you're strong-holding someone to make something work when it's not what they need. And how this shifts is that we have our attention on the other person. Because when you go into a meeting, my intention is to make a difference in that person's life. Then when I'm in the conversation, my attention is on them. See, so many of us get caught up, or we get fearful of making the call. We think we're going to take time away from someone. Like sometimes I hear people say, I don't want to make calls because I'm going to bother someone. I'm interrupting their life. Well, if you're calling someone to make a difference in their life, they probably want to hear from you. And if your attention goes on them and you're asking them, hey, what's going on in your life? What's challenging you? What is your goals around this said area? Like whatever you're talking about. And then they start to share their information. And then if your product or service is a match to help them with their goal, to help them with their challenge, then it becomes a no-brainer, and both parties are ecstatic that you're getting to do business together. And this is why I typically call it discovering a match. When you discover that match, it's a marriage. And then I also have when I go in, my mindset is that maybe it's going to be a fit and maybe it's not. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to a meeting saying I have to close a deal every time. This is old way of thinking. Like people would always talk about, you have to close everyone. Well, how that would be like saying walking down the street and anyone I bump into is going to be the person that I need to do business with. It's not the case, right? It's finding the right people with the right offer, and then that match is made. And it's made through the conversation. If you truly find out what someone's need is, what their want is, what their desire is, and you find out what their current challenge is, and you can help them overcome that, then there's no sale. You say, oh, I can help you with that, here's how, and then boom, they're gonna wanna buy. And try it out. Now, the other thing is people go, well, you have to make a certain amount of money, so how can you not think about that? Well, if you're going into the meeting thinking about money, you're already not putting your attention on that other person, the person that you're making an offer to. So it already, and people sense this stuff, right? Like, you know how dogs can sense fear? And a lot of people, we all know that. Well, humans can sense when people are BSing them or they're, trying to get something, and the energy, just feel it. Like when you know someone's trying to sell you something, and they're just trying to make money, you can feel that energy coming off of them. We can sense that. We have intuition, whether you want to believe that or not. We truly do. We are emotional beings, and we can sense that. And just try these things out. So what I do, here's how I do it. Every month I do look at my income. Every month it's a part of my process to look at what income came in the previous month and what was the expenditures, and do I need to make any adjustments on either side, and did I hit my goals? And then every week I look, am I on track to hit the new goals for the next month? But when I'm in my day-to-day actions of who I'm talking to, then I let all that go out of my mind. What I do know is I know that I need to meet with a certain amount of people. Like for me to have my training company, right now our goals are to be in front of 5,000 people over the course of this year. The first 2 quarters, I want to be in front of 1,000 people. The second 2 quarters, third and fourth quarter, I want to be in front of 1,500 people. We'll have a graduated growth. And that could be 1 speaking event for 1,000 people, and then that covers my goal. It could be 2 at 500. But we have that goal, but it doesn't mean that we're going to strong arm or like go try to sell someone to find those perfect fits. We're gonna have a series of conversations and figure out which one is the right fit. Especially if I only do 1 event per quarter at 1,000 people, then I wanna find the match made in heaven, because for me, that lifts my energy level up. If I'm in the wrong place and I sold something to the wrong person, then all it does is create trouble for yourself. You're going to have somebody that's not happy in the end. The customer is not going to be happy. The client's not going to be happy. And ultimately, you're going to have bad reviews, and you're going to have people that are disgruntled about things, and you're going to have arguments, more phone calls, all kinds of things that are not positive. So saying it again, the daily action, whenever I'm meeting with someone, then my thought is this person a fit? And I'm in control as well. Notice the difference. When you're out there trying to sell, you're at the mercy of that person to say yes or no. In all of my business now, I've switched that to where I'm making the decision if I'm working with someone or not. I'm deciding if it's a good fit. And if it is, then I'll make an offer. And if I've communicated well by knowing their goals and their challenges and make the right offer, then and only then is it a win. And all of this takes all that sleaziness away. So just to recap, look at your numbers every month. Look at your where you are every week so that you know if you're on track. But in your day-to-day operations, notice the 2 things I brought up. What is your intention? Every day my intention is to wake up and help as many people as I can have the freedom they desire. And that's why I'm even doing this video right now. Luckily I get to do it from my house here, and I've got some convenience in it, but I want to share this message with you because it's made such a difference in my life. I want to make a difference in your life. So why are you getting up every day to do what you do? And setting that intention allows me to pick up the phone. It allows me to go speak. It tells me all the things I need to do, because in order for me to help as many people as I can, what do I need to do? Right? And so that sets the intentions to make phone calls, and it doesn't make it as uncomfortable or sleazy or cheesy. Then when I'm on that call and I have that intention, my attention is on the other person. We get caught up when the attention is on us, Oh, what do I need to say to make this deal? What do they think of me? How do I present this? How do I pitch it? All of those things. Then it becomes about us, and it's way more work. If you put all the attention on the other person and ask them more questions and say, what is your goal? What is your challenge? How is that affecting you? When you have that goal, what will having that do for you? Those are just a few questions. You can come up with them, but you're discovering what they need, what they want, what is hurting them, what is challenging them, and ask them how that makes them feel, because emotions matter. And with that information, then and only then, if I discover that it's a match, should you make an offer. And when that win-win happens, then they are raving fans, they're getting more results, they're referring more people, and ultimately it means increased revenue. So even though you might think that means that less sales are going to happen, it's not. You're going to have more sales with ease. And I thought the same thing, but now I look back in my life, by treating people right and the way that I'm describing to you, I have more sales with more ease, and I have less worries in my mind. All I have to do is wake up every day and know if I help people and I give them the service or product that I have in the right way with integrity, that more people will come. So follow your intention and put your attention on the other person, and the calls and the sales don't have to feel sleazy or slimy. They can feel genuine with integrity, and you can increase your own revenue. I hope that this makes an impact in your mind today, and you can start testing this out in your business. And as you do, give me feedback. Let me know what works and what doesn't work, where you're challenged, what other questions do you have around making calls, setting your intentions, and what questions to ask when you're in front of a sales conversation. And I'll be happy to answer. And in fact, if there's anything further, maybe I'll make another video to go even deeper in this. Until next time, remember, choose gratitude and create freedom.